Hello my dear students, how are you? I think you are so well by the grace of Allah. Today I am here, your English teacher, Muhammad Salihuddin, senior teacher of Dhaka Shiksha School and College, to take a class about right form of verbs. My dear students of class 7, we have started right form of verbs and we have taken 2 classes. In my first class of right form of verbs, I talked about 2 rules. In my second right form of verb class, I also talked about 2 rules. But today, this is third class of right form of verbs, dear students. Today, I like to discuss about 3 rules. So, I like to advise you to take your pen and script and write down what I am going to tell you. So let's start our today's topic, right form of verbs. The students, in my last class I talked to you about right form of verbs. It is in English second paper and question number 6. Question number 6, you will be given a passage, and in the passage there will be verbs in the bracket, and you have to write the correct form of verbs according to tense and number and also person. So, my dear students, if you know the rules, I think it will be very easy for you. So today we like to discuss about right form of verbs, more rules. Today we will discuss about 3 rules. Rule number 5. You see, I have written modal plus V1. Here you know that there are 2 types of verbs. One is modal verb, another is main verb. When you use modal verbs in the sentence, you know well that modal verb or any verb is used after subject of the sentence. So when you will use modal verbs in the sentence, and after this modal you have to use V1 or verb of base form, verb of base form, or V1 or present form of verb. You can tell it anyway. So here, if you look over the sentences, you can, here actually you can see subject you, can is a modal verb, and after can I have written do, and do actually is the V1 form, do V1 form. So we can tell that after modal verb should be V1 or present form. You can do it easily when you will see or when you will get any modal verb, and after this modal verb you have to use V1 form of verbs. Here I have written 3 sentences. You can see you can do it easily here, after can do. You can also see she could and also do. She could do the sum. She could do the sum. Here could is a modal verb, and after could I have written do. Would is past form of can, you can see, but after could we have we have to use do or the main verb. So next, we should respect the elders. Here subject we should model, and also we have to use be1 form. Here respect be1 form. So dear student, you have to remember that after modal verbs may be present or past, can, could, may, might, all kinds of modal verbs, you have to use V1 form. Remember it, you have to use V1 form. And in the passage, when you will be given the right form of verbs in the exam, you have to face this type of modal and then there is a verb. So you know that after modal you need not change the form of verb. Verb should be V1 form. Now rule number 6. Modal have. Modal have, actually I like to say here there is a modal verb and also you will have to say have. Actually modal have, I think, should have, might have, shall have, will have, this type of, when you will see this type of modal verbs, then you have to use V3 form. V3 form, actually past participle form of verbs. You have to use V3 form or past participle form of verbs. You can see here that you might have modal. Here have. We have used here heard. Heard actually V3 form of here. So it is clear to us that when you will have, might have, should have, could have, may have, shall have, will have, this type of modal, then you have to use V3 form of verb here. Respected, actually V3 form of respect. So it is also clear to us all that if we get should have, could have, would have, might have after subject, then the verb should be V3 form or past participle form of verbs. The students, here rule 7. Rule 7, I like to say have to, has to, had to. Have to, has to, had to. After have to, after has to, after had to, you have to use V1 form. In my last class, in rule number 4, I told you after have, after have, after has, after had, after have, after has, and after had, you have to use V3 form or past participle form of verbs. But today is different. Here you can see have to, has to, had to. This type of, when you see or get this type of verbs, then you cannot use the V3 form of verbs. You have to use V1 form. Here we have given two examples. We have to start. We have to practice. You can see we have to start now. Here have to. After have to start. After have to start. If we write we have, only have, we have, then you have to write we have started. We have started. But here when you will get we have to, then you have to write V1 form of verbs. So we have to start now. Rana had to practice. Rana had to practice. Rana had to, actually after had to we have used V1 form of verbs. So from today's class, my dear students, I like to repeat 3 rules here. Rule number 5, modal, any kind of modal, present or past, any kind of modal, can, could, any kind of modal. After this type of modal, we have to use V1 form. Modal but with have, actually should have, could have, might have. After this type of modal verbs, we have to use V3 form. But here is different. After have to, after has to, after had to, you have to use V1 form. This is different from rule number 4. Rule number 4 was after have, has or had, we have to use V3 form. So, my dear students, I like to advise you, if you practice right form of verbs, the rules of right form of verbs, and if you follow our classes, if you are attentive in our classes, then right form of verbs will be very easy for you and you will get full marks in right form of verbs. So I like to advise you, be attentive and to our classes. Thank you, my dear students.